In 1889, Paris wanted to prove something to the world. Not with an army, not with a speech, but with iron. 100 years earlier, the French Revolution had shaken France and changed the course of history. Now, in 1889, the country was preparing to celebrate its centennial with a massive World's Fair, the Exposition Universelle. The goal was simple but bold: show the world that France was still a leader in science, engineering, and modern progress. They wanted something unforgettable, something no one had ever seen before. So the organizers announced a competition. Architects and engineers were invited to submit ideas for a monument that would stand at the entrance of the fairgrounds on the Champ de Mars. More than 100 designs were proposed. Some were strange, some were unrealistic, but one stood out: a 300-meter iron tower that seemed to pierce the sky. The project came from the company of engineer Gustave Eiffel. Interestingly, Eiffel himself did not originally sketch the idea. Two of his senior engineers, Maurice Koechlin and Émile Nouguier, created the first drawings. Eiffel saw potential in it, refined the concept, added architectural details, and fought for its approval. Eventually, the design won, but winning the competition was the easy part. When Parisians saw the plan, many were furious. Artists and writers signed petitions calling the tower a gigantic black smokestack that would ruin the beauty of Paris. At that time, the city was known for its elegant stone buildings, cathedrals, and classical proportions. A skeleton of exposed iron towering above everything felt offensive to many. Despite the criticism, construction began in January 1887. The engineering challenge was enormous. No structure had ever reached 300 meters before. The tower would be made of over 18,000 individual iron pieces, each precisely calculated and manufactured in Eiffel's factory. More than 2.5 million rivets would hold it together. Around 300 workers assembled the pieces on site. What made the project revolutionary was its precision. Each iron component was designed to fit perfectly before it even arrived at the construction site. This reduced errors and made the building process surprisingly efficient. In just over 2 years, by March 1889, the tower was completed. When it was finished, the Eiffel Tower became the tallest man-made structure in the world. It surpassed the Washington Monument and held the record for 41 years, until New York's Chrysler Building overtook it in 1930. But here's something many people don't realize. The tower was never meant to be permanent. Eiffel had a 20-year permit. After that, the city had the right to dismantle it. So why is it still standing? The answer lies in science. Gustave Eiffel understood that for the tower to survive, it needed a practical purpose. He promoted its use for meteorological observations and scientific experiments. More importantly, as radio technology developed in the early 20th century, the tower proved to be the perfect location for transmitting signals. During World War I, it was used to intercept enemy communications. Suddenly, this ugly iron monster became strategically valuable. Its usefulness saved it. Over time, public opinion changed. What was once hated slowly became admired. Visitors at the 1889 World's Fair were fascinated by the experience of climbing so high above the city. The tower offered something revolutionary, a new perspective. For the first time, ordinary people could look down on Paris from the sky. It wasn't just a structure, it was a symbol of modernity. The late 19th century was an age of steel, steam, and bold ambition. Skyscrapers were beginning to rise in America. Railways connected continents. Electricity was transforming cities. The Eiffel Tower embodied that spirit. It showed that engineering could be beautiful, not because it was decorated, but because it was honest. Its curves were not artistic decorations. They were calculated to resist wind pressure. Its form followed physics. Even today, the tower moves slightly in the wind and expands in the summer heat. Iron responds to temperature changes, and the structure can grow several centimeters taller on hot days. Every 7 years, it is repainted with about 60 tons of paint to prevent rust. Maintaining it is a continuous effort.
More than 7 million people visit it each year. What began as a temporary experiment is now one of the most recognized landmarks on Earth. And that is the irony. The monument, built to celebrate 100 years of revolution, became timeless. The structure meant to be dismantled became permanent. The tower, once criticized as a scar on Paris, became its defining image. In the end, the Eiffel Tower was not just built to be tall, it was built to make a statement that France embraced the future. It represented confidence in technology, belief in progress, and the courage to try something radically new. And perhaps that is why it still stands. Not just as iron and rivets, but as proof that bold ideas, even the unpopular ones, can reshape history.